We'll discuss the fourth advanced machining process as laser beam machining process. So laser is a light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. The main principle of this laser machining is that initially the light energy is converted into the electrical energy is converted into light energy, and then light energy is converted into heat energy. So with high temperature of heat, metal gets vaporized and cavity or machining takes place. So see in this block diagram, so this main device called ruby rod, which is kept in a container with chromium, and most of time cooling should be provided to this ruby rod, and power supply is connected to the flash lamps which are kept outside the ruby rod. So when we supply the power to this flash lamp, it will flashes and light is falling on this ruby crystal. So this ruby crystal, when light falls on it, so photons or electrons get excited and they are moving inside this ruby crystal, and they are reflected from reflecting surface. And when they are coming to when flashlight becomes off, the excited electrons comes to its original level, and these all electrons gets moving on this ruby rod. One side there is a totally reflecting surface, another side partially reflecting surface. So these photons are coming out of the ruby rod as a laser beam. After that, the optical lens are provided so that all these laser beams are collected and concentrated to a very small point. When all these light or photon rays are collected to the point, it can produce a very high temperature, and which falls on the workpiece at a point which produces melting and vaporization of the metal. So like that way, small cavities, small holes or machining of the workpiece takes place with the help of focus of laser beam on the workpiece. You can also observe the animation of this LBM process.
Today we will discuss about the laser beam machining. What is laser beam machining? Electric energy will be converted into light energy, and then this energy, light energy, will convert into heat energy. This is the basic principle of laser beam machining. Now discuss about the parts of the laser beam machining. We have a workpiece on which all the experiment will be performed, and which is connected to the fixture for fixing the workpiece, and a chamber which have a lens on the downward side for focusing the beam, and a partially reflected surface and total reflected surface on this crystal. This is called ruby crystal dipped with the chromium. Is a best combination for laser beam machining. These are the flash lamp which will excite the electrons in this ruby crystal or photons in this ruby crystals. There is a power supply source which is connected to the flash lamp for giving supply to the flash lamps. This is the ruby crystal. Now see the working of the laser beam machining. What will happen? Power supply source give power to the flash lamp, and flash lamp will flashing and excite the electron in this ruby crystal. When flashing is off, these electrons reach to the ground state and liberate light energy, and these photon or light energy will be reflected again and again by the totally reflected surface and passed from the partially reflected surface. These photons will create a beam of the laser which will going through this lens and focus on the workpiece, and this striking beam will liberate the metal or liberate the metal particles from the workpiece. So this is the working of laser beam machining, in which light is used for liberation of or removal of metal from the workpiece. Thank
Now, there are some process parameter for this LBM process. There are two types of lasers. One is Nd:YAG and another is CO2 laser. Whatever the workpiece material, it should be conductive or it may be non-conductive also, like plastic, rubber, ceramic or some composites. So laser power consumption for CO2 laser is 5 kilowatt and for Nd:YAG up to 40 kilowatt, whereas the cutting speed is 200 to 600 mm per minute. The MRR is 0.001 to 0.1 mm cube per minute and surface finish is 0.5 to 1.5 micron. There are some process parameter, that is cutting speed or MRR. So when laser power is increased, it will increase the cutting rate. For different thickness, the different curves are represented. For 0.5 mm thickness, this is the upper curve, and for 2 mm thickness, this is the lower curve. Whereas in another graph, you can see if the thickness of workpiece material is increased, the cutting rate of laser beam is also decreases, which will be shown with the help of this curve. Again, there are some advantages, disadvantages and applications of this LBM process. So the ability to cut all materials, conducting, non-conducting or any type of material that can be cut by this LBM process. There is no limitation on cutting path. This laser beam point can be moved by CNC or any profile that can be cut by the laser beam. No lubricants are required, or any fragile material which can be easily cut, and there is no need to support or hold such thin sheets, so that also cut by LBM. But still some disadvantages are there. The initial investment cost is very high, also operating cost is also high. The laser hole produces some small taper, that is the drawback, and blind holes cannot be drilled by LBM process. As far as applications are concerned, material removal like drilling, cutting or trepanning operation, also welding, cladding and alloying operation can be done by LBM, and mostly used for drilling of micro holes. So with that, we can also compare this machining process with other machining processes. Let us see the fifth advanced machining process as electric discharge machining process. The working principle of this process, the electric current get discharged from one electrode to workpiece and a spark is created which generates very high temperature, and because of that metal gets vaporized and its particle get wash out from the gap, so that cavity or material can be removed from the workpiece. So in this process, there is a DC power supply required. So negative terminal is connected to a conductive tool, and end of tool, whatever the shape or geometry required, that is created with this end, and this workpiece is connected to positive terminal of DC supply, which is mounted on a fixture, and total tool and workpiece is deep in a dielectric fluid. Dielectric fluid acts as a non-insulating medium, so that a very small gap between tool and workpiece is maintained near about 0.1 mm, and insulating medium as a dielectric fluid is in between this electrode and work. So when we start this supply, the electrons from the tool are moving towards the work, and the dielectric fluid gets ionized, and free electrons, which are also moving from tool to positively charged work, as electrons are negatively charged and work is positively charged. See, in this figure there is a stream of electrons created and which is moving from tool to work within very small gap, so that there is a jumping of electric current from tool towards the work, and such spark is generated. This spark creates a very high temperature near about 8 to 10,000 degrees centigrade, so that this workpiece gets vaporized. Melting and vaporization of work takes place, which will remove the material, and this material flush out with the dielectric fluid supplied through this work pump and filter system. So this is the working of this EDM process. You can also see the animation of
Today we will
with
discuss
this
about
slide.
the electric discharge machining. What is electric discharge machining or spark erosion? We also call this machining. Firstly, we will discuss about the parts of the EDM machine. We have a container in which a fixture and a workpiece is placed, and we have a tool with a servo motor, so maintaining the gap between the workpiece and the tool. This is connected with the DC power supply. Positive terminal is connected to the workpiece and negative terminal is connected to the tool. Now what will happen? This is the electrolyte in the container, which will make electrically contact between tool and workpiece. This is called dielectric fluid. Dielectric fluid has a property. It will act as an insulator between tool and the workpiece, and also on the high voltage, this dielectric fluid will be ionized in the form of ions, which will help in the spark which will come between the tool and workpiece. Now we will see the process how EDM will work. Workpiece and tool is connected to the DC power supply, positive and negative polarity. Then workpiece is struck by the electron because tool will liberate electrons with a very high velocity, and workpiece liberate the metal ions which will go towards the tool. But in between these, a dielectric fluid is also which will be ionized, and it will break down into positive and negative ions. Now what will happen? Electron and these negative ions will combine together and make a envelope between tool and the workpiece and create a spark. This will create a spark between tool and the workpiece. This spark will generate about 8,000 to 12,000 degrees Celsius heat, which will melt the workpiece and remove the metal from the workpiece. So this is the process of electric discharge machining. Thank you for seeing this video. For more updated videos, you can subscribe me on my channel.
Now the process characteristics of this process are: tool material is conducting, which is copper, brass or graphite, and the dielectric is either kerosene, paraffin oil or transfer oil, and workpiece is also made from conducting material. It may be metal or alloys. While the processing parameters are: voltage should be between 100 to 300 volts, current should be up to 50 ampere, the feed rate of the tool is 0.1 mm per second, the gap between workpiece and tool is 0.1 to 0.001 millimeter, and it will produce a melting temperature up to 10,000 degrees centigrade. Whereas the metal removal rate with this EDM process 10 to 20 mm cube per minute, and surface finish achieved is 0.2 to 2.5 micron. You can also observe the process parameters, effect of process parameter to the MRR. As resistance increases, MRR will be decreases. If current will be increased, there is increase in metal removal rate, or if the spark gap is increased between tool and work, MRR will be increased to some extent, and then again if spark gap increase, MRR will be decreased. So discussing with the advantages, disadvantages and application of this EDM process, a very complex shape that will be difficult with conventional machining process will be easily machined by EDM. Extremely hard material on which very close tolerance is produced. There is no direct contact between tool and work, so that tool wear should be zero or minimum, and also very good surface finish can be obtained with this EDM process. These are the major advantages, whereas the major disadvantages are the slow rate of material removal, then potential fire hazards will be takes place because there is a dielectric fluid is a oil, and the spark gas is produced between that oil. Also the power consumption is very high, and tool wear excessive because of high temperature created at the spark zone. So that is the drawback. But as far as applications are concerned, for very hardened steel dies, stamping tools, wire drawing process, extrusion of dies, harder dies like forging dies, then intricate mold cavities, the EDM process is most suitable. Micro EDM process are successfully produce micro pins or nozzles, micro nozzles or micro cavities. Those are produced by this EDM process. So these are the advantages, disadvantages and applications of EDM process. Now we'll compare this non-traditional machining process with the input process parameter with each other. So these parameters are voltage, current, power consumption, gap between tool and work, and medium used for the process. So the processes are ultrasonic machining, abrasive jet machining, electrochemical machining, electric discharge machining, and laser beam machining process. So with compared to all these processes together, the voltage required is very high in laser beam machining process, whereas very low voltage up to 10 volt in electrochemical machining process. And as far as current is concerned, USM required 12 ampere AC current, AGM required AC current with 1 ampere, but electrochemical machining process requires 10,000 ampere DC current, whereas EDM is also DC current, and laser beam any current can be used. So in this process, ECM is low voltage high current process, whereas this laser beam is high voltage and low current process. Sometimes AC current is used, some process use the DC current. Whereas power consumption is very high, up to 1 lakh watts in ECM process, and is very low power consumption, that is 220 watts for abrasive jet machining process. The electrode gap, it is shown here for laser beam machining process, a very large gap between that laser point and workpiece will be kept up to 150 mm, whereas a very small gap is required in all other machining process. And the medium use in USM, water is used, abrasive mixed with the water. Then AJM, abrasives are mixed with the gases, so abrasive jet machining. In electrochemical machining, electrolyte is used. Electric discharge machining, liquid dielectric is used. And in laser beam, air is used. So these are the input parameters used with the different advanced machining processes. The material applicability with the different process, as we can see, aluminum material is poor with USM and fair with other processes, so it is not suitable for this non-traditional machining process, aluminum material, as it is ductile and soft. Steel material with ECM process and EDM process, its machinability is good, whereas USM, AJM and LBM is difficult because it is a ductile material. Whereas superalloy is slightly brittle, so abrasive jet machining and ECM, EDM is good, whereas USM is poor and LBM is also fair. Titanium, which is very hard material, it can be easily machined. Its machinability is good with EDM process, where other processes are poor. Refractory material is, it is obviously brittle material like glass or ceramic material, which are very reflective. And USM and AJM and EDM also good for machinability, other are poor or fair. Whereas in comparing with the output parameters of these machining processes, so MRR, tolerance, surface finish, depth of surface damage and power consumption. USM has, these are the, you can say vertically, these are the metal removal rate in mm cube per minute. ECM is very high MRR, or we can say that with compared to conventional machine, conventional is very high. So these non-conventional machining processes are very low MRR compared with conventional. So out of that, LBM is very low and ECM is large. As far as tolerance is concerned, or you can say surface finish is concerned, this is the geometric tolerance. Up to conventional machining process, 50 micron can be achieved, and in other process, non-conventional, less than that, the tolerance between the mating parts can be achieved, dimensional tolerance in micron. Whereas surface finish up to 5 micron can be achieved in conventional, whereas in this advanced machining process, 0.2 to 0.5 or 1 micron, that surface finish will be achieved. So good surface finish achieved by this process than conventional process. Depth of surface damage, by conventional machining it is very less, up to 25 micron surface will be damaged, whereas with non-conventional machining process, depth of surface damage is very high, up to 125 micron surface will be damaged by LBM or EDM process because of high temperature. And power consumption, here it is per watt, it is given. So this is for conventional 3000, and for non-conventional power consumption is higher than conventional machining process. So with these output parameter, you can compare conventional and non-conventional with each other. Also, the as compared to economy, comparison of economy of the process. So initial capital investment is very high with ECM, high with EBM, and very low with USM or abrasive jet machining, like that. So tooling cost is also low in USM and AJM, whereas high in EDM process, tooling cost. Power consumption is also low in USM, AJM, whereas high in ECM, and medium in chemical machining is very high, and ECM is medium. Metal removal rate we have seen, and tool wear, here it is medium in USM, low in abrasive jet machining, very low in electrochemical machining, then high in electric discharge machining, and very low in electro beam, that is laser beam machining. So with this parameter, you can compare this economy of the machining process. So this is MRR versus power consumption. AJM have very low MRR and power consumption is also low, whereas ECM metal removal rate is high but power consumption is also high. So that can be represented effect of metal removal rate on power consumption. So these are some references by which you can cover this topic. Some textbooks and reference books are there, and some question bank is there. So you can do exercise based on this process. But remember one thing, all these 5 processes with respect to its working, construction, principle, then block diagram, advantage, limitations and applications based question will be asked for the theory exam. So you do accordingly the study of this unit. Okay, thank you.